Hello and welcome to Lotus Recovery, where modern Western science fuses with Buddhist Dharma to create innovative and unique solutions for addiction disorders. So if you're suffering from a drug and alcohol issue, you're definitely in the right place. So this is a unique program. I call it the hidden gem of the Buddhist recovery world. So what I'm going to do today in this video is read the introduction from our handbook, Climbing the Mountain. A link to Amazon is on the channel. Just click on the link, and if you want to order a copy, please do. It would be probably essential if you want to come through the program together with me. So this video is just really an introduction into me, Harvey, and to the program itself. So what I'm going to do is read the introduction from the book, from our handbook, which was first published. When was it first published? 2020. So it is now 6 years old. So there you go. What follows is a deeply personal program of recovery that I have used to manage my own addiction. I have now fortunately been in recovery for 21 years at the time of writing. Well, at this time, I've been in recovery 21 years. I'm not a doctor. I've never been to university. I'm not a highly qualified developmental psychologist or a neuroscientist, and I had a previous career working in technical theatre production and touring for 26 years from the age of 16 to 42 when I went to rehab. I eventually ended up in residential rehab for 6 months, recovering from alcohol and cocaine addiction in 2002. I was an intravenous drug user from age 16 to 28, injecting various Class A drugs. I stopped injecting heroin and cocaine at age 28 when I first discovered and then converted to Nichiren Social Buddhism whilst living in Barcelona, where I spent some time as street homeless in Catalonia. I spent the next 15 years thinking I was better, as I no longer injected drugs, but continued to drink alcohol and smoke and snort cocaine problematically until my life became so unmanageable that I gladly accepted the help that Turning Point's residential rehab in Ealing, London offered me. I have since retrained as a drug and alcohol worker and have worked in various substance misuse services and rough sleeping street outreach services for the last 18 years in London and Brighton, where I now live, in England. Whilst living and working in Brighton, I became aware that many fellow sufferers of addiction, like myself, found it impossible to work with 12-step methodology because of its insistence in believing in a higher power or God as you know him, which is an intrinsic principle of that program. And that my own lived experience of using Buddhism as a spiritual path for the foundation of my recovery, which emphasizes self-reliance and using one's own inherent inner potential and resources to achieve abstinence, could be an alternative to the 12-step fellowships model. So I started to put my understanding of my lived experience together as a program and gave it the name Lotus Recovery, and started to deliver it as a regular group in Brighton and London, enabling others to begin their journey of self-discovery and gain the skills needed to manage their own addiction disorder with the help of Buddhist practice. First, I wrote a model of addiction from the viewpoint of Nichiren Social Buddhism, which is an 800-year-old Japanese Buddhist tradition, and then put together a 12-session program which gradually brings about a deeper understanding for the practitioner into both their own addiction disorder and their practice and understanding of the Nichiren Social School. This allows them to initiate a positive change on the deepest, most fundamental level of their life, enabling them not only to maintain a drug and alcohol-free lifestyle, but to bring about a deep and profound self-awareness of who they are and their intimate relationship with others and the universe, giving a participant a choice to lead a life full of meaning, positivity, and a sense of well-being. This process not only changes themselves for the better, but also initiates positive change in their families and ultimately society as a whole, to become more compassionate and humane. I hope that the reader truly finds something useful in this writing, and that it is a tool for them to overcome the misery caused by an addiction disorder, not only in their life, but in the lives of all those who are connected to them through human bonds of family and love. I know this is possible because of my own lived experience of putting this knowledge and these teachings into practice in my own life, and being able to transform my suffering into a great source of joy and well-being, and being able to at last live in peace with myself after many years of self-harm and self-destruction. I'm not a special person. I'm not a different person. I am in fact a very ordinary person who has been able to sustain my recovery through this program, which I will now explain and deliver in these writings. If I am able to succeed in using this life philosophy, faith and practice to maintain my own recovery from my addiction disorder and to experience my own personal growth and development into a better, happier, more contented human being, then I believe that this can also be the experience of anyone else who chooses to follow in my footsteps, whatever their nationality, gender, race, or sexual orientation, as these teachings and practices are truly universal and transcend all such distinctions between us human beings. If this endeavour can enable and empower even a single person to transform themselves and enable them to break free, to break the chains and shackles of this painful, life-devouring brain disorder, then my mission would have been accomplished. The title of the book derives from the Nichiren Soshu Buddhist tradition of going on a pilgrimage to the head temple at Taiseki-ji, near Fujinomiya, nestled in the foothills of Mount Fuji, Japan, called Tozan, which is translated into English as climbing the mountain. This is why the Nichiren Soshu school is also known as the Fuji school. I will begin with a very famous quote from the Buddha of this Anthropocene age and founder of the Nichiren Soshu school of Buddhism, Nichiren Daishonin, who is my eternal Buddhist master in life and to whom I owe my life, as his teachings have enabled me to continue to live happily and drug and alcohol free. He says, if you wish to free yourself from the sufferings of birth and death you have endured since time without beginning, and to attain without fail unsurpassed enlightenment in this lifetime, you must perceive the mystic truth that is originally inherent in all living beings. This truth is Myoho Renge Kyo. Chanting Myoho Renge Kyo will therefore enable you to grasp the mystic truth innate in all life. From the Sun Lotus Buddhist recovery model of addiction, which is expounded later in the book, the Sun Lotus recovery program was devised and is a complete A to Z of addiction and recovery. It empowers individuals suffering with an addiction disorder through a process of enlightenment and cognition to gain insight into their condition and a profound understanding of the deep-rooted physical, mental, and emotional processes underlying all addictions. It is the first program in the country to offer an intervention combining cognition and awareness with neuroscience-based groups, with an introductory Buddhist program into the practices of the Nichiren Soshu school, the Fuji school, and the study of Buddhist teachings, Dharma as a foundation for recovery. Sun Lotus Recovery also believes in the unlimited potential for positive change and enlightenment inherent in every human being, and that every human being inherently possesses the power and potential to learn new skills and develop new thinking patterns to enable behavioral change, self-reliance and recovery from addiction without the intervention of an external God as you know him or higher power, enabling insight into their addiction disorder and to reveal and discover their true self and experience a sense of well-being and peace of mind. Sun Lotus Recovery uses the well-known model of social learning, CBT, used in many treatment programs, but it has been modified in this case to contain sessions about neuroscience and neuroplasticity applied in the field of addiction, and also with the focus on healthy human relationships, with sessions dealing with codependency and Cartman's drama triangle. As the teaching of karma is based on action, defined in the three categories of thought, speech and behavior, and through Buddhist practice, the practitioner can change their karma or change their thought, speech and behavior. There is a strong resonance with the practice of CBT, which has the same goals. Mainstream CBT helps individuals replace maladaptive coping skills, cognitions, emotions and behaviors with more adaptive ones, by challenging an individual's way of thinking and the way that they react to certain habits or behaviors. Buddhist practice changes the fundamental perception of self as a deeper consciousness is revealed and leads to a revolutionary new way of relating to self. And arising from this new relationship, new perceptions and new thought patterns occur, allowing behavioral change to take place. Sun Lotus consists of a 12-session program in 3 phases, covering the physical, mental, and emotional processes of addiction, leading to enhanced self-awareness, giving many tools to enable the practitioner to maintain their drug and alcohol-free lifestyle. What follows are 12 sessions designed to take the participant on a journey of understanding and self-awareness, leading to an awakened enlightenment and happiness, in which the person no longer needs or wants to take mind-altering substances to change their emotional experience of their reality, but enables them to manage their condition of an addiction disorder, enabling them to live happy, fulfilling, and a healthier life. This handbook has been designed to be used as a reference book for group work, where all the group participants can refer to whichever session is being covered on that particular day. It is recommended that the sessions run sequentially. It can also be used by loved ones, that is friends, partners and families, to gain a better understanding of what an addiction disorder is and to what their loved one is actually experiencing and how it can be managed, and allowing them to give the correct support. There you go, that's an introduction to our Sun Lotus Recovery, and this is the handbook which you can get by clicking on the link on our front page of our channel. Well, I hope that explains a little bit. If you've got any questions at all, stick it in the comments. I'll get back to you. And the next video will be on session 1 of the program. Thank you, and thank you for actually watching this. Bye now.